and deposit those eggs safely in the water when they arrive. It's probably the most realistic explanation for why a tiny waterhole in the middle of nowhere, not connected to a river, has a population of fish. Yeah, another wonderful example of the interconnected nature and yeah, the highly sensitive functioning of these ecosystems. If we start to remove individual elements from those landscapes, individual species, we gradually weaken the fibers and cause the entire thing to kind of degrade. So long may our wilderness areas be protected. But anyway, as we approach the final minute of the Live at the Waterhole show for today, from our team of directors, Chulu and Tadiwa, as well as myself, naturalist Liam Burrow, all of the greater Wild Earth team behind the scenes making all the magic happen. We'd like to say a very sincere thank you for joining us. And yeah, we hope you hop on board for the Sunset Safari, which will be going ahead shortly. But otherwise, we'll see you back at Live at the Waterhole for more wild scenes, same time tomorrow. But cheers for now.
George, Polly, and I happily greet you this Sunday afternoon for On Safari. Right, hello. That's where I meant to be when I said hello to you. I hope you're all well this afternoon. Beautiful Sunday afternoon, as I said. Probably about 28 degrees or so. And Paul is on camera and working very hard this afternoon because I've made life hard for him. Welcome to On Safari, the Sunday chilled afternoon session thereof. You can talk to us using the hashtag WildEarth on Twitter. It'd be great to hear from you there. Otherwise, the chat on YouTube or on our website will work just as well. Okay, we've had some really nice highlights in the last 24 hours or so. And so I think we'll probably kick off with the most important one, which will result in the most discussion. Here we go. Well, I came along this drainage line thinking we might find Tlalamba or Maribs. I spotted the leopard, just a spot through the bush, and thought, there's Tlalamba. And we came into this area. It was quite a mission getting in, and it's not Tlalamba, it's Maribs. So he's managed to find his way into a tree. Many of you were asking, can he climb? I didn't know. Here's the answer. I'm not sure that he hoisted that impala. I think that's the first one that they gave to him, and his sister probably hoisted it. I suspect she's gone off back to her den site to feed her cubs, and he can climb, and he's eating. So this is good news. I don't want to say that he's out of the woods yet, but he's certainly well. So this is fantastic news. We're not going to do a long session here. We'll just have a quick look, enjoy him for about 10 minutes, and then move out. Special, huh? Vicky, you say, well done, boy. Absolutely well done. So I think that was a massive relief to all of us yesterday when we first of all found him. I'll just tell you the story of what happened when we went in there. Paul and I went to where the Sabi Sands had been watching him in the morning. And then Steve had gone in the morning and found him, and he'd been walking around a bit. And Tlalamba, his sister, had been with him over the course of the night. Unusual behavior, and it was very interesting listening to the Sabi Sands warden who was with them during the night, because they don't spend time around leopards like we do. You know, we and you, through watching, spend hours and hours and hours around the same individual leopards. And she was absolutely gobsmacked that these two cats had been prepared to be around each other like they had, as opposed to fighting or avoiding each other. And if you haven't spent time around them like we have, that is a very surprising thing to see. For us, it was kind of, well, we don't really know how they're going to react, but when there wasn't an aggressive interaction, it wasn't a major surprise for us, because we know that related leopards quite frequently have these sort of semi-friendly, it's not friendly, but a semi-friendly interaction periodically. So that was really cool to see. Anyway, we went in there. We couldn't find him where they left him. We found a duiker stashed up in a sort of scraggly tree. Didn't know who killed that. And then we were going to give up, and I went off to the waterhole where we had the crocodile yesterday. And then I thought, you know what, let's just drive along the northern side of that gully that feeds the Buffelshoek Dam, which is in the northeast corner of Djuma. And we did that. And we checked one big tree and didn't see anything there. And then we checked another big tree, and we were about to leave, and I saw one spot through the foliage, and I assumed actually that it was Tlalamba. I thought there's no ways that that injured young male could possibly climb a tree. And we couldn't see him properly from there, so we went down back through the gully. Poor and poor lost most of the skin on his arms, a pair of pants to the thorns, and eventually we got into a position that you saw him there, and it was him. It was Marips. We saw his wound. It was very obvious. He was feeding on an impala, and the most interesting thing I think about that impala was that it's not the one that they gave to him. It's not the one they took out for him. That one had very small horns. This one was probably a 1 or 2 year old, and we know that because he bit off where the skull was attached to the animal and then, dropped it. Did he kill it? No, I don't think he did. I would say Tlalamba probably killed it. Did he hoist it? I would have said no until this morning when Steve saw him hoisting what was probably the duiker that had been stashed the night before. So, he's looking good. As I say, the major risk at the moment is infection. He's in a safe place. He's nowhere close to where he got the snare, we think. He's nowhere close to human habitation where desperation might lead him to try and take a dog or start hunting people like Tavangumi began to do. And so, yeah, I think he's in a good space currently. I think it's the best outcome we could have hoped for, having found him the way we did. But at the same time, he's not out of the woods, and infection is the major issue there. So a couple of questions. Mandy, you say it's good to see he's active, indeed. Victor, how vulnerable is he to other predators? Well, the fact that he can climb means a lot. It means that he'll be able to escape lions. I don't know how fast he can climb, but he should be able to escape lions and hyenas, so that's really good. Ali Bamba, hi everyone, this is my first sighting of Maripsa since the incident, so happy to see him eating. Yeah, it's good signs, Ali Bamba. And you're asking, would Mulwati attack Maripsa if he saw him, even though he's his son? It's not impossible that he would attack him. They wouldn't have a friendly interaction, but I actually think that it would be an interaction of tolerance, perhaps, especially if Maripsa showed submission. That was the word I couldn't think of the other day, rather than try to show dominance. And Mulwati might leave him alone. If there was food, Mulwati would take the food from him. There would be definitely no kind of friendly interaction, but he might leave him alone and that's what you'd want. So he's still very vulnerable, and I personally don't want to get my hopes too high, because it would be too sad if things did go south, which they might. So let's bear that in mind. Thank you very much for that. Okay, let's go with our next little clippy. There we go. Get a view of him now. This is where the dogs were earlier. Yeah, Susan, it's been an unbelievable cat a day and a dog a day and whatever other kind of day you like to call it. Lovely colours there on the Melanus repens, or the Natal red top. Carry on. And the same colours coming off his mane. Golden delicious. What a way to end the clip, with golden delicious. Yes, it was a golden delicious night or evening yesterday evening. I am kind of hoping to see a large male lion with a big full mane roaring sometime soon, reminiscent of Darkmane or S8, two favourite characters who we've had here over the years. That chap, for a 5-year-old, he's looking pretty scraggly, I think, so it means he's had a tough life. It means his life has not been easy, and that's, of course, the case. He's been in a place full of male lions, full of upheaval. He hasn't managed to become dominant. He's lost a potential coalition partner in his brother, and for a 5-year-old, that mane is not full. He does not look like a dominant male lion, and as I've said quite frequently, if he was on a fenced reserve like Phinda or Amakhala, for example, he'd look like a ramp model. He'd have a massive mane because he wouldn't have been dominated by other lions. Look at the snake. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. On the tree there, it's a spotted bush snake. It's chasing a lizard, I think. I'm just going to try and see if we can get it. Do you want to go handheld?
Yeah.
There we go. So sorry everybody for the jerking around. We're just trying to get a picture of this magnificent snake. Oh, look, he's chasing a lizard up to the top. This is unbelievable. You got him. So the lizard has gone to the top left of the tree. Now he's coming back down. Very nice. I should have qualified there's a snake, probably a bit more than I did there, because poor old Mpho nearly jumped out of his skin. I'm pretty sure that's a spotted bush snake. Although, yeah, a very big eye. You just keep looking at him there. You don't like nyogas, do you? Not your favourite. Let's forget about the clip of the lion briefly while we look at the snake, which is about to jump onto Mpho. It's not. Don't worry, I'm joking. Yeah, it's a spotted bush snake. Totally harmless. Julie B, you say you love it. There's never a dull moment, even in the tent. No, there sure isn't. He's got more stripes and spots, this one, but that's what he is. He's a variegated or spotted bush snake. What do you think? Do you love him?
No.
You don't? Why not?
The nyoka.
Because he's a nyoka. This is On Safari. Right, you're not on a bushwalk, you're still on safari, and that was a wonderful, wonderful shot there of a spouted bush snake. Right, let's go down to Eric at Amakhala and find out what he's doing this afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. We are back here at Amakhala Private Game Reserve with myself, Eric, your naturalist for this afternoon. We had a lovely morning this morning, exploring the basin and seeing everything that she has to offer. And it was actually quite nice to see our elephant in a bit of a different setting. I want to apologize. The wind is not necessarily where we want it, but it's usually a little bit windy at this time of the day here at Amakhala. The sun is shining, which is quite nice. It's lovely and warm, so we're going to see what animals we are going to come across this afternoon. But as I always say, anything and everything we will try and get on screen for you. We will see you out there.
I'm just thinking about how and Paul can't look at the camera. He's got his back turned to me, looking behind him. I think that was very unfair of me. What I should have said was, don't worry, about 3 meters away there's a snake in a tree, it's harmless. Instead I went, there's a snake! And of course I would have jumped out of my skin if somebody had said that to me. Good. Well, that was fascinating. Good luck, Eric, down in the Eastern Cape. I hope the wind stops blowing briefly. It really has been an unspeakably windy year. All right, on to the next clip. We're running out of time.
We're sitting here with our ostriches that we saw. When was it? Was it yesterday morning? I think it was yesterday morning. But we've got 3 males, 2 females. And 2 of these males seem to be showing off their breeding colors. Now, breeding colors for an ostrich, it doesn't change it's the colors of its feathers, or doesn't gain any other colorful feathers. It actually, they get these pink shins and a pink beak, which is supposed to be irresistible to a female ostrich. Oh, someone's ruffled some feathers. Everybody's got their tail feathers up. Now, very interesting thing here. Oh my goodness. That is always scary, I must say. And those females hiss at each other, because it's happened to me once before. I was not touched. I was just chased. I was in the vehicle. But this female ostrich was not having it from us. Yeah, we were actually supposed to go to view some rock art, and she had stopped us sort of 10 meters just before we were supposed to pull off the road and start walking to the rock art site. And this ostrich said, "No, you shall not pass." And she didn't let us pass.
Ooh, there we go. Okay, so that was the ostrich. Marvelous ostrich. And I just wanted to say one thing about the ostrich. I was chased once. Well, no, we were threatened with being chased by an ostrich once when I was a kid in the Waterberg. We went on one of these dreadful school trips, and I swore blind I never wanted to live in the bush after being chased by that ostrich. But here I find myself. Other thing to say is that Paul now hates on safari. Never wants to do it again. He is jumping. He's basically climbed onto the tripod where the camera is. Let's go over to Steve, just over there, and find out what he's doing this afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to our vehicle. Welcome to Wendy. My name is Steve, joined by Panda on camera. And, well, this afternoon we're going to head on down to Chitwa, have a look what's going on that side. There's been some signal repairs and some technical re-establishment of the link on that side. So we're going to go see how it's handling. But we'll take our time getting there, go check out Treehouse Dam, maybe try find some elephants. How does that sound, Panda? But I mean, I'm reading the most incredible book at the moment, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender, by David R. Hawkins. So we're hoping to find some nice, quiet, established sightings where we don't have to go very far, we don't have to drive very much, where we can sit like we did yesterday with elephants and just enjoy. We got drinks, we got snacks, we are ready to go on adventure. Are you ready, Panda?
I'm ready.
Panda's ready. I'm ready. Yeah, so from us now on Wendy, that's it. We'll send you back over to James in the tent.
Those elephants, because I think that was a very special time. All right, let's go on to our... Oh, no, we're not. I think we're going to an advertisement break, aren't we? Yes? Yes, we are.
Experience captivating wildlife documentaries showcasing incredible animal behavior for free by visiting lionmountain.tv or downloading the app, accessible on both Apple and Android platforms.
Right, welcome back to those of you who've just joined us. We have been discussing a little jackal call, and in fact I'm just going to play you a little bit of it again. Let's just have a look, because this jackal's got an odd shaped leg, and I think he's got some serious damage to his left back leg.
Oh, okay, so there's some other jackals making some noise. I'm hoping he's going to also.
You could see there that his leg is on the left, has got a kind of, the paw has got a bulbous sort of attachment, well, not attachment, swelling, and yeah, maybe a snake bit it. I don't know. We know that dogs can live very happily with 3 legs. Maybe that will heal and it will retain 4 legs. But that call is a territorial call, and so despite the fact that he's got an injured leg, he's managing just fine to survive and still maintaining his territoriality and not worrying too much about it. I keep saying his. I can't see if he's a he or not. But I'm sure he's doing just fine there at Amakhala in the Eastern Cape. Right, welcome back to those of you who've just joined us. And we are going to have a look now at our final clip. Here we go.
This is pretty cool. They're very, very content. They haven't moved very far in the 10 to 15 minutes that we've been here. I think I'm not too sure. I don't know how long we've been here. But, yeah, they seem pretty happy with what's around them in terms of food-wise. Otherwise, if they weren't, they would have continued moving on until they found something that they liked. Someone pushing over a bush there. And I'm glad to hear that. I love the Amakhala elephants as well. They're my favorite. They have such character, such personality. Sure. Not exactly too sure what's just happened, but everybody's just grouped together and they are now all on the move. And they are highly mobile. My goodness, what's going on, guys? Something has startled them out of the bushes. Goodness gracious. All right, for the first time this morning, we're going to hear some vocalizations. This doesn't seem like a water run. No, this is a... All right, let's get out of here right now. And obviously, some of the trumpeting is youngsters that are struggling to keep up, shouting, "Slow down."
That was quite an abrupt end to that clip. Yeah, I mean, what can we say about that other than beautiful scenery there? Lovely to see them again in the Albany thickets, as I keep saying every time we see elephants in the Albany thickets. But I do think that elephant behavior like that, there's so much going on in an elephant herd that we don't understand yet, despite the amount of research that is done on elephants. And even in these areas, we are very fortunate, and I was talking to Mpho about this actually, about how little time guests who come into this area are able to spend with a particular animal. So they'll go into a sighting, spend 5 minutes, and frequently then they'll just drive on and try and find something else. We are very privileged to be able to do what Steve did yesterday afternoon and spend 3 hours with one herd of elephants. Now, there are very few guides that are able to do that because they're rushing around trying to show their guests things. They have to do that a lot of the time. And so even those of us who spend a lot of time around elephants are not necessarily understanding what's going on with them, because we're not thinking about it from a research perspective, and researchers don't spend the same amount of time with them as we do. So there's just a massive amount to learn about these things. Okay, we are now going to get up, we'll close up the tent and head out into the bush. I seem to have lost communications with the final control. No, there it is, we're back again. Okay, and we're going to check on Maripse and see what else we can find. Bye-bye.
May include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.